Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Good
Mystery
evening.
Game live stream. Indeed, good evening. Good evening, Barney.
Good evening, Yuval. How are you doing?
I'm doing so well.
It's a
Good
pleasure
evening.
to be here.
Good evening, all to who are here and who will come. And we also have in house our master player, Kevin.
There he is.
Hello,
Right
everybody.
here. Hey, is your light on?
I think not.
He's sitting in the darkness over there.
There we
you
go.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Look
That's a
at
good
that.
look for you, Kevin.
Look at that handsome
Yep.
gamer,
Yeah.
ready to get some gaming in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so today, the theme of this segment essentially is basically showcasing a random retro game that may have originally been kind of geared to being like a big release, and for some reason never was, or just for whatever reason didn't take off, or just didn't have that
Just didn't become a cornerstone of gaming or anything.
No,
Just
just didn't get traction, and it doesn't mean it is necessarily a bad game. It's just that
definitely not. Quite
just-
the contrary, in fact. Most of
quite
the
the contrary. Yeah, that's kind of what we're trying to do, is kind of like bring it to light, and maybe this was an amazing game and should have been.
Mhm.
For some reason fell into obscurity, and so one of the things we kind of decided amongst ourselves for this is that it's going to be a game. The game that we choose is going to be one that none of us have really played through. I see you laughing. Maybe we
There's
cheated
a-
a little bit.
There's a reason, though.
Maybe we cheated.
There's a reason for it.
There's a reason. Okay.
We'll get back to that.
Okay. So yeah, because of the cool factor of the game. That's the reason,
Because I'm so cool.
right?
No, it's a European thing. I'm wondering if this game was a lot more popular in Europe. I do believe it was, because it was a very popular game where I grew up. Maybe not so much over here.
Kevin, have you played this game before?
I've never played it. No.
See, he's never played it.
Yep.
Kevin gets an assignment. He sticks with the assignment.
Yeah, and you're saying I don't. That's the problem. I needed to go back
You
in a
need
time
to get with
machine.
the program.
I need to go back in a time machine and
Yeah.
stop myself.
I mean, hey,
playing
it's
any
not-
of these games.
It's not your fault that you had early access to this. Of course, we've had 25 or so years to catch up with you,
Yes.
and we haven't yet. So
Yes, exactly.
we really haven't played. I mean, I played a little bit, just a little sampling,
Right.
just to kind of see what it's about, and I kind of thought this is a really cool one that we should do.
It's a very cool game.
I really think so.
Very cool game.
So we should kind of show it here. By the way, anybody who's watching, if you have heard of this game,
Hello from Mega Replay.
heck yeah.
What's up, Winger52? Thank you for tuning in. It's
Yeah.
nice to have you.
What's up?
Our friends over there at Mega Replay.
Love that. So, if anyone in our audience has heard of the game, definitely chime in.
Yeah.
Or
please
if you've
do.
not heard of it, that too. And you're going to get a chance to watch some of the gameplay. That's the other thing. We're not going to do a full playthrough. It's just going to be a sampling of it. So just kind of giving us and our audience a good taste of like why this game is cool, like showing the kind of cool factor of it,
Absolutely.
which you already know.
Yes. And I also already know that this is a game of epic proportion. So it's certainly
Really?
not a game that we could fit into one stream. But
There's a lot. Like
yes, there's a lot. There's a lot too. I'm very curious to hear the Kevin test of whether he's gonna continue to play this game or not.
I feel like
afterwards.
Kevin's gonna love
Because
this.
I think it's a real classic. I think it's a
Yeah.
very good game. But yeah, please get stuck in the chat there. Say hello, and if you're not subscribed already, subscribe to the channel, and then you can get notified when we upload videos and when we go live.
Yeah. I got Spicy Collector today.
Spicy Collector,
In the
welcome,
house.
Welcome.
Appreciate you joining,
Put
my
your
friend.
hands in the air.
Yeah, so yeah, Spicy Collector, we're going to be doing some cool stuff here about a game that you may or may have not heard of. We'll see.
Should we?
We should do that because, I did a short on this recently, and let's see if we can roll that up. And the short will kind of be self-explanatory about what this game is and like kind of some cool factor that I discovered about it. So without further ado, Barney.
Alrighty, do you want to bring the music down there while it's playing? And here we go.
Just got this cool game in the mail, but what I found inside is even cooler. Come take a look. Flashback, it's definitely a cool game, but the manual and what I found inside is even cooler. If you go through it, first 10 or so pages, all the way to page 15, and what is this? A full-on comic book hidden inside the manual, about 10 pages. Super cool, great game, but even better manual. I never thought I'd say that.
Ta-da!
Yep.
The magic of television.
Flashback for the Super Nintendo.
Flashback.
It is Flashback. Actually, it's called The Quest for Identity, which you know better why it's called that. I still don't know because I haven't played it.
It's a pretty good. That's a very good sort of. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Because you're European.
It's a very good one sentence description of the game. You know.
Really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's the story right there. The quest for identity, or trying to find out who you are, which aren't we all just trying to do that in this life?
Yeah. So I mean, it is, yeah. But you know what's cool is that this is the actual box. It actually says it on the box
In such great condition.
Yeah.
That looks brand new.
Yeah, I'm proud of it. But this is like it says it on the box, but I don't think that all the box variants had that tagline.
No,
right?
The EU ones did not. No.
So it just so happens we have some pictures of
Yeah,
that,
you want
right?
to get into the
Yeah.
into the international cases here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with, well, the Genesis case is the same, just with
but the box is a vertical, and then by the way, this is the Genesis. This is the Genesis cartridge that would have come in that box. So I have the Genesis version as well, but there was also a Mega Drive version, right?
Yes.
Which had different art variant.
Yes,
completely.
so the Mega Drive version had the same artwork as the Super Nintendo version in the EU,
Yeah.
but the PAL version, which looked like this, very different.
So it's definitely the same horizontal box, but it doesn't have the tagline and different.
Yeah,
which is odd because it just says Flashback, right? That's
yes, and it just gives you these mysterious eyes with a sort of laser cutting through them. It looks very James Bond. You know, under attack from one of his villains or something like that.
Very different, like juxtaposed to that.
It really doesn't tell you much about the game. It's more sort of atmospheric. And speaking of which, for atmosphere and drama, this is the Japanese version.
Oh, the Super Famicom.
Which is Super Famicom.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's vertical.
Yeah.
They must have had, I guess, Japanese Super Famicom boxes are vertical.
Well, yeah, they're the size of a VHS box.
Right.
So, yeah, I have a bunch here that, it's just a beautiful kind of form factor.
And that's nice, too, for putting on the shelf.
Yes.
You're putting them on the shelf side,
they're designed for that.
Up. Same with the
Japan.
Genesis games, I felt like. So that's the Japanese version there. They went with the same artwork as the EU, as the PAL version, but
and it should be noted that the Super Famicom cartridge is identical to the form of the PAL version.
Oh, okay.
Those cartridges are the same, unlike the cartridge that is the Super Nintendo styled cartridge.
They don't have like some small piece of plastic.
They're more rounded.
They're
more rounded and less edgy.
Okay.
Just like the PAL. The PAL Super Nintendo looks just like a Super Famicom cartridge.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm very familiar with those, and the big eject button in the middle of the console. That was
the eject button that people didn't know about. So many people still don't know what that is.
Really?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
it is so funny.
And it was also released for a little known
Ooh.
console called the Jaguar.
Oh, that's right. The Atari Jaguar
Atari
actually
Jaguar, super interesting
came
console.
first. Well, it came before the Super Nintendo version, I'm pretty sure. And also the the game was originally an MS-DOS game.
Right. Yeah, you.
So it was released on
mentioned that to me.
MS-DOS.
I didn't know that.
I don't know how much earlier, because the Super Nintendo version came out in 1993. I'm not sure when it came out. The MS-DOS version came out. Kevin, do you know?
Was that the one that might have came out in 91?
The DOS version of Flashback came out in 91.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That sounds about right.
That's maybe when the game was actually released, and then the Super Nintendo, then the Jaguar came out probably around 92, I'm gonna say, and then Super Nintendo followed it about 93. So just interesting, the lineage of it, and it's made by the developer is Delphine Software.
Right.
And Delphine Software is, what else did they make, Kevin?
Shaq Fu.
Shaq Fu.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you believe that?
It's so funny.
Wait, they made something else too.
Oh man, I can't remember.
Something specific?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, Kevin knows.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he did his homework.
What is it, Kevin? Let's bring Kevin back up.
He did tell me what they made. I was surprised.
There he is.
Yeah, Delphine Software.
Can't hide anymore, Kevin.
Yeah. So yeah, innovative, good game design.
Oh, they made the Moto Racer series.
Oh, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that
too.
series.
Me too.
Very European.
Moto Racer 2 was fantastic.
Yeah, that's all very European style motorcycle racing.
It had the street bikes
Yes.
and the dirt bikes.
I've collected for that. I have a bunch in my collection. That's the Moto
Yeah,
Racer. I'm gonna start
Delphine.
calling you Moto Racer.
Delphine made that too.
It's contagious.
And they also published a game called Another World. Are you aware of that game?
That rings a bell.
Another World is the prequel to Flashback. Essentially, it's like a spiritual prequel because it's not. It's a different story, but it's. In North America, it was published as Out of This World.
Well, we need to look into that.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yep.
And what year was that? Do you know?
91.
Okay.
And there they sort of proved the rotoscoping. We're gonna see. We're gonna get into some gameplay here, but
Yeah.
you're gonna see the animation is really impressive, and it's rotoscoped.
So you played Out of This World?
Yes. And that's where they
Without knowing?
sort of championed the first. No, I knew.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You're full of surprises.
Yes, I
Yeah.
knew. Also about the sequel, which we'll get to later.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Moto Racer and Flashback. That's all that's on here for their main titles. And Shaq Fu. Yeah, Shaq Fu is on here. Very cool. Very cool.
One thing I just want to bring light to is
Yes.
another little prop I have here, which is what I showed in my short, the manual, right? But the manual actually, the first 10 pages is actually a full-on comic book, which I thought was fascinating. And my understanding is that the reason why it even exists, and it's actually Marvel Comics, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
It's got a nice color.
Advertised as a Marvel comic, so they must have had a Marvel artist.
I believe
and
this
team.
beautiful color page here is the first page of the Genesis version of the manual.
Okay.
It actually that is the Genesis manual cover. So needless to say, the Genesis
really
version
cool.
also, or Mega Drive also has a comic book.
Mm-hmm.
But what is interesting is that the Jaguar version, I did not find a comic book in there.
Right.
If anyone here that's listening knows about the Jaguar version, if that had a comic book embedded inside of the manual, we'd like to know. I have not found one. I don't own a copy of that, so I don't know for a fact. That would be interesting though, because they are basically saying that the reason the comic book even exists is to give you the backstory of the game, right? Like what you said.
Yeah, because I didn't know about any of this backstory, so my only perspective on the game is the beginning of the game, which we're going to see,
Right.
which is potentially pretty confusing, honestly.
Right. Actually, the game starts. We're going to start here in a second.
Yeah, with a little cinematic.
A little cinematic cutscene, which I thought was fascinating.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Beautiful artwork.
Yeah,
Beautiful animation.
amazing polygon-based 3D animation,
And the music.
that was very ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Should we jump in?
Let's jump in.
I want to bring the music down and switch over to game audio. And Kevin, you want to get it going?
Yep. Start right now.
Delphine Software
Here we go.
International.
And this is the Super Nintendo version.
Ooh,
So you're hearing the Super Nintendo
I love the guitar
chip
sample.
here. Yeah,
Can make it a little louder.
so he's on his bike, and he flies off. These people are chasing him. I mean, look at that animation. For how basic it is, the animation
Yeah.
is so fluid.
Yeah, I think they like trace over the film, right?
Yes. Yep. That's rotoscoping. They just
Frame
take
by frame.
they just take each frame, and this is how the comic ends, with him getting shot down there by this
Which comic? That's in the
cruiser.
book?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So the comic gives you the story that led up to this,
Mm-hmm.
and that little bit there. So, and there's the menu, and he's got this sort of a, James Bond Mission Impossible vibes, where he's hiding around this corner. But let's get into it.
All right.
I love the music. Suspense.
Mm-hmm.
Like 90s suspense.
It's
90s
it's
like
a
action
very-
suspense.
Yeah, and it's a very atmospheric game.
Okay, so there's more backstory here. He's woken up after that ordeal.
Yeah, and this, the thing that he just knocked off that branch is supposedly his only hope, which is the hollow cube.
And
So-
now Kevin has to learn how to
Yes, so
has to learn all the buttons.
so Kevin, it's just to help you get started. I mean, I'm sure you've already noticed, but it's not momentum based. It's kind of almost not turn based.
Dude.
That's the wrong
The sound
word.
effects.
But the way the movement works, it's very sort of rigid. It's like it's on a grid,
Okay.
So you have to time it right, and you can run and jump, but you have to time the jump right, and the jump. Yeah, and it's. Did you ever play Prince of Persia?
I have not.
Okay, so all of this, like that style of climbing, where you have to be exactly in the right spot, is very Prince of Persia. And you have to draw your
It's
gun.
very Prince of
You can't-
Persia
you don't
like,
just-
but
You don't just press a button to fire. You have to draw your gun and then be ready to fire, and then you can shoot.
I heard a gunshot echo
There you go.
in my right ear. Like a stereo gunshot
Right?
sound.
They did a great job with the atmosphere with such
Yeah.
basic audio chips. This really gives you that feeling of being in a crazy rainforest.
It's so much going on.
All right, that's how you run.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And you can roll as well. There should be what you can.
Oh, okay, we're
you
good.
survived. You can kind of stunt roll as well. Oh, there you go. That's a running jump. So that'll get you some distance.
I don't know what that. I feel like it's a mine. Nope, we're good.
Hollow cube.
Okay.
There
So
you go.
Okay,
Nice.
let's watch this cutscene.
Good job. I think it's just
All right.
maybe picking it up. Can you?
Well,
Can you
he has
access?
it in his possession, so we can access it. See if you can access what's in that box. There you go.
Shield gun.
What's it called? Hollow what?
Credits and a hollow cube.
Hollow cube. Yeah, see if you can get that. There we go.
Here we go.
All right.
Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope.
I love
The
this
music. The music is so out of place
just
for
wanna
this
jam to
scene,
this.
though. Look at that. Those 3D graphics.
It's just beautiful.
Oh, he's got eyes.
Wait, is this like him from the past?
Yes.
So this is just like Total
You
Recall.
must be wondering how you
Like the
recorded this
Schwarzenegger
message.
Total Recall.
Yes.
Same premise. That's how the Total Recall starts,
Right.
right? Wait, what came first?
I haven't seen Total Recall in a long time.
Yeah, that's how it starts. It's Hausa, if you're watching this.
So he basically said to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I missed it. Is that his name, Hausa?
I don't know why I had that stored in my memory bank somewhere, including Schwarzenegger's accent. It's
Well,
almost as sexy as your accent.
we all have that one stored. Hello, Elizabeth. Welcome to the stream. Thank you
Hey,
for tuning in.
Liz.
What's up, Liz?
Playing some Flashback.
Yeah, this is Flashback for the Super Nintendo. You know, everybody's asking me, what are you playing?
Kevin, you have to like take one step, and now take another step. Now jump up.
Oh,
There you go. It's like I said, it's like based on a grid system, so you have to be in the right spot on the grid. You might have to go up on the left from the left one.
All right.
Maybe? I'm not sure. Can't remember. I remember hours of this game, but I don't remember specifics. Yeah, turn to the right and go one more step forwards.
oh, that
One-
box is
one more.
still the
Now
hollow
up.
cube is still ringing. Why is it still ringing when it
That
gets
looks like
close
it's
to it?
that looks like it's a proximity detector.
Yeah.
I think it just beeps when you go near it.
So what I was gonna say is like everywhere I go, people are asking, so what are you guys gonna be streaming? And I tell them, it's a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta tune into the channel. To
That's
see
the whole
what it
point.
is. Yeah. So
Gotta tune in.
yeah.
And we've been doing. This is just the second one we've done, but right now we're on a 2-week go. One more. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Pretty much.
We're on so bi-weekly. Is that right? Bi-weekly?
We'll try for that. That's our goal.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Do you hear that?
you can
That's
make
amazing.
it- I think you might need to do a running jump to get over there.
Did you listen
From
did you
the
hear
top?
that stereo effect?
Oh yeah, you would want
There.
to be on the top.
When he falls and hits the ground, that stereo effect. I thought it was the gunshot. It's not.
It was. I think the first one was the robot.
Okay. Oh, that's what it could be. So I think you need to stand there, yeah, to be able to climb up on
and then
that.
do a running jump over it, perhaps.
So we were given a mission when you looked at the hollow cube. He was given the sort of mission to find something. What was the mission?
I missed it. Did you read it, Kevin?
Do you remember what the mission is?
I did not read it.
Yeah.
My bad.
So
missed it.
we're not going to know what we're doing. So it's still it's going to be a mystery game, like to us, even as we were playing it.
I missed it because you were talking when
I know. I gotta stop talking when we're playing.
you were talking about Total Recall, and I was like, "Well,
Oh
I'm trying
my
to
God.
read it."
Well, you know what? No, Kevin can replay it. Can you replay it?
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
just access the hollow cube
I
and
wonder.
let's replay the message that gives us the mission,
I
or
wonder
at
if
least
you-
the first mission.
I don't know if you can do that.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
Oh, you totally can.
Nice.
Oh, we get to hear the jam and music again too.
All right, now no talking.
Shh. I read most of it. I just didn't read the one
See,
paragraph.
it even says replay. That's pretty smart.
Must be wondering how you recorded this message without remembering it. It would take too long to explain. If you want to save your hide, you must contact your old friend Ian
In Washington.
New Washington.
New Washington. Okay.
So he'll explain it all there. Good luck and watch your back, because it's my life you're playing with.
Yep. So
See
he
what he
says
did
that in
there?
Total Recall. Now I'm going to mention that. He actually says the same thing.
What?
Yeah, it's like that close. Just
Oh,
makes
maybe
me
it was-
wonder what came first, the chicken or the egg, you know?
Yeah.
So
if you want
Ian.
to do like we gotta find Ian in
Okay.
New Amsterdam. But if you want to do a running jump here, I think you need to be on the next screen to the left, and you have to start running back here to get your speed up. No,
Okay.
even further back, and then you have to press jump as soon as you transfer to the next screen. Maybe not.
Give it another shot.
I might be wrong. There we go.
Dude,
He's gonna zap you.
that was a pretty crazy move. I mean, yeah, that's a nice combination of button presses there.
Oh, he got you.
He's just gonna
This
knock
guy,
me through this.
he's gonna just knock you back into the other screen.
Oh my gosh.
Well, at least he's doing something.
He's like, get on that
robot.
screen. Get on that screen. No, you need to. You need to get further away from him. Go left. Go left. All right.
I guess stand on the edge without falling.
There you go. He can't get you there.
But do we need to get the rope? Hey, there's somebody there.
Mm-hmm.
Finally.
I love how he doesn't hear you.
Is that that's not Ian?
Oh,
That's
no.
definitely
That's
not Ian.
That's like a Neanderthal.
Okay,
That's a
he
bad
just-
guy.
Yeah.
He just murdered me.
The first death.
We're back.
We're back to step 1. Does that mean you have to go collect the cube again? Yep.
Yep. All right. Let's go get this cube.
That's pretty easy once you know where it is.
For those of you joining us now, we are playing our mystery game, which is Flashback: A Quest for Identity, on the Super Nintendo. That's our mystery game tonight.
It's no longer a mystery.
Well, we're trying to demystify it.
The game is the game is still a mystery. You know,
Exactly.
the actual contents of the game.
I love that
Very mysterious.
music when he finds that box.
All right, we've got the hollow cube. Now we have to make this running jump again. Wait, what happens if you go right here? Does that take you to the guy? Or is that a different place? Just go all the way to the right.
Straight. I
You
can't jump.
gotta jump over that. Yeah. I think that's what you want to do though, right? Because then you can just shoot him.
Oh yeah.
Try that. Yep, it's called Flashback. And we're playing the Super Nintendo version, although it was also released on Genesis and Mega Drive.
This running jump
Yeah.
is.
And the running jump takes a lot. You have to press jump a lot, like 2 strides before you jump. And Jaguar. It was also released on Jaguar.
It was on the
There
Jaguar
we
as well.
go.
And
Oh, shoot him. Oh no, this isn't the same screen. Never mind. You gotta go up the top way. The animation is so good. Like, it's so fluid. I just find I know it's rotoscoped from footage, but you just feels like you're just watching footage of a guy running around and jumping.
everything about this game is cinematic.
Oh, he's got it down now. Do you see that? He
No.
just did that so well.
Oh, that jump.
Yeah, he did the
that's
jump
amazing.
without even trying.
So,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, shoot him!
He put my
Shoot him!
gun away.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next.
We've defeated our
Yeah.
first enemy.
So what we were saying is everything about this game is so cinematic, down from, to the artwork, the comic book that's embedded inside of the manual, and the game itself and the animation in the game,
Mm-hmm. Even just the
and the
setting,
cutscenes.
the setting and the story of
setting.
the game is very very cinematic, very atmospheric. Can you go down from here?
Yeah.
That would be the way to go, I would imagine.
Oh, because we already got whatever we needed up there, I think.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay,
these
now you
guys.
can ambush him.
So he won't be able to shoot you, and vice versa, because there's a door in the way. But that guy will zap you. You have to be further away from him to hit him. There you go. You could. Oh, if you weren't dead, you could have shot him from there.
Mhm.
Definitely want to continue.
He's definitely faster than I can draw my gun.
So The question is,
it's like Groundhog Day now.
yeah. So how can you collect health if you get damaged?
There are healing stations later on, I believe.
Okay.
Don't know when the first one is. You just got to be very careful. It is an incredibly hard game, as you are discovering. But this is just the first level. This game is really tough.
Yeah.
In the same vein as of Prince of Persia, that was also
I never got past the
incredibly-
first scene in
incredibly difficult
the
game.
first level in Prince of Persia.
This is just what games. This is just what they were like back then.
Yeah. So it's true to the original in that regard. Oh, Kevin has that down.
Yep. He did it last time without even
I
going
saw
onto
it.
the other
I saw
screen.
it. Yeah. Insane.
Right, now take this guy out without getting any damage. Let's go. Yes. Beautiful.
This is why we have Kevin playing the game. This is exactly why.
Because on the third try, he gets it. He nails it
Yeah.
first time.
It's like, if I make a mistake in life and I get reprimanded, I only make that mistake once. That's it. I've learned.
Right.
That's how Kevin is with games.
Except he makes it 3 times.
Okay, 3 times.
I'm sorry. I'm this. Like I said, this game is incredibly difficult. I don't envy you
Yeah.
having to try and play it on stream.
Kevin,
It's a fantastic game. Oh,
These
there's a
guys.
guy right there.
Liz is cheering for Kevin, so I wanted to put that out there.
Woo,
I'm
Kev.
like stuck in between the. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
No, you're gonna want to go all the way to the right.
He gets me before I
Go,
can
run
do
to the
anything.
right. Run to the right.
Oh my gosh! There's like no running.
Oh, you gotta put your gun away.
God.
He's too close.
Can you actually defeat those robots? I
Yeah,
mean,
you have to be further away from them though. You
But
can't shoot them from right next
is
to
that your only weapon, a shotgun?
handgun? Yeah,
Like,
it's got
I
a
mean,
little pistol.
a handgun, I meant. Yeah, so, I mean, there's gonna be other weapons, right?
I don't know. I think that's your only weapon,
Shield.
actually.
A what?
There's a shield. That's
Well, you need to put your shield on, man.
yeah. What?
You need to equip yourself with.
I think the shield might just be absorbing the damage.
Oh, okay.
What is the score based off? That is a good question. I imagine you get points for defeating enemies. If he has 2,000 points, probably 500 points for every robot that he shot. But it's more of a story-based game than a scory-based game.
We were just talking about that at dinner.
We
right?
were?
Yeah, we were talking about some games that you're not, like, their point is not to get a score.
Yeah, I was talking about arcade games.
Yeah.
I was playing Bubble Bobble earlier and thinking about how many levels there are and how the difference of attitudes there is between beating a game like this or like, oh, whoa, that door's open. Why is that door open?
Oh yeah. What?
Do we want it open, maybe?
We don't have much
We
choice.
have to get through there.
Oh, I
Oh.
fell down on something.
Okay.
All right. Well, this guy's getting it.
I think you might die if you fall down there.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Don't take that to the story over scory.
Of course.
Oh.
Easy.
Brilliant. There was something very Austin Powers about that one. Like, this is my first day on the job. Go easy on me. You should be able to climb up there if you go further to the left.
Okay.
If you go left one, can you go left one more?
One more. I'm in the.
Now jump.
Oh, I gotta be like.
You can't.
Okay.
You can't jump from there.
No. Oh
Yeah,
wait.
yeah, you
Hey.
can. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, I want to go to a game store and be like, I've been playing a lot of story games. Do you have any scory games?
Oh my gosh.
We're back to the beginning. The Groundhog Day effect.
You did just identify a whole genre of games, though.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, story and
single-handedly.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new Barneyism.
Scory
I'm going to
games.
call it a Barneyism.
Like Donkey Kong and Bubble Bobble and
Dude,
Tetris.
you just totally Donkey Konged me. I feel so Donkey Konged right now. But you were saying Bubble Bobble is a scory game
Yes.
versus like an RPG.
Versus or like this, which is a story game. You know,
Right.
you play
For
through
sure.
whether it's linear or otherwise, because you have an open world. I mean, Tears of the Kingdom is a great story game that also gives you the ability to explore and do whatever you want, but it's not based on score.
It's not really score, but you kind of like can measure your success by like maybe how many things you've collected.
Collectibles, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Who do I know that likes to collect things?
Barney, maybe?
That's just your way of playing the video game of life, right?
Truth.
That's your score.
That's true. Yeah. You're a collector too.
I am?
You are. You are a different type of collector.
What do I collect?
You have a pretty awesome collection of electronic musical instruments.
That's true. I collect pocket operators.
You do.
Plenty of those.
Yeah.
I'm just building up my synth collection again, though. It was used to be much bigger, as fans of Anonymous Animal will attest to. Oh! I've always played Tetris, Peggle, move-based score games, and I always wondered if there was a story behind them, or if the point was just to see how many points you could get in one run. It's. I like to think about the story behind a game like Tetris too.
And is there a story? Tetris?
Not behind the game, in the game. Like the game is a story.
Okay, I got you.
You know, the story of a bunch of differently shaped blocks that
Right.
are trying to fit in the same room.
Right. Basically.
But no, the story behind the game is really interesting. I love that movie.
I haven't watched the movie yet.
Oh, it's fantastic. Really, really good. Doesn't take itself too seriously. Like it takes itself seriously enough and gives you a bunch of cool story points.
Yeah.
But Kevin, what are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to do that run jump, and it's like not happening.
You got to do it from the top.
Well, I've made it there once from here.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Let's see if I can do it again. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think that there really is a story in those games within the game.
Right.
That's their appeal, though.
Yes.
It's kind of a mind clear. It's like you don't have to think about it too much. It's
Asteroids.
It depends on what the mood is, right?
It's the same with like
Asteroids.
Asteroids.
Kind of.
And actually, all super original games, you know, games didn't have a story until I guess text-based adventures.
Right.
But things like
text-based adventures really brought that to light for sure.
Yeah,
and I remember playing those.
Zork, was it one of the first ones?
I remember playing that on the Commodore 64.
When Kevin stands directly on the robots and the laser arm is trying to decide which way to go, gives me so much anxiety. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
I can remember that feeling from when I was.
Kevin, you're making Liz feel anxious.
Oh man,
it's the robots.
Wouldn't be the first time he's done that, I'm sure.
It's the robots. It's not Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's the sounds in the game. Some of them are a little bit.
And we're off.
Okay, there we go. Turns
little
out
bit
I was
unnerving.
not hitting the D-pad hard enough.
Oh.
It's being too light.
You gotta hit that D-pad hard.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, show this guy who's boss.
I didn't even get my gun out. I'm a nerd.
Oh god. What? You just skipped it.
They kind of look like a caveman with a rifle.
Yes, very
basically.
So. I definitely remember them as cavemen.
Is it like post-apocalyptic world type of thing, and they're kind of like devolved humans?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that part of it specifically, but it is a sort of dystopian future.
Okay.
I believe we're on another planet. Maybe not. Maybe it's just post-apocalyptic.
Just in the jungle.
It's like 2144, I think.
Ah, okay.
There you
So post-apocalyptic future.
Yes, we all know the apocalypse is going to happen in
Uh,
2024.
basically.
Oh, he doesn't know I'm here.
You're both
I'm
just
helping him.
shooting the door.
What?
What
That was very disjointed.
Oh, one of those guys has a security card that you need to get.
okay.
It's probably him.
Oh, okay. So he's like, wait, let me cover you.
But why? Why is he shooting the door?
That's so funny. So maybe you need to pickpocket him. Maybe he has the card in his pocket.
Yeah, can you just pickpocket him? I love that you just shot him, but because he's not on the screen, it didn't count.
This is so funny. He's like on your team now.
So strange.
I guess I gotta go to the other side of the door.
Yeah, and you have to stand on that pad to open the door. So maybe go to the pad and then turn around immediately and shoot him or something? I'm not sure if you can do that.
If I
That's
go to
tricky
the
because
right too far.
if you get any closer, you fall off the cliff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
You can go up there safely if you kill the robot.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
you had him as well.
Well, I feel like so that just goes left, and then we drop down the hole. So I don't even think we need that door.
he's relentless.
I think you might need to get a security card off that guy though. I know
Oh,
I know
okay.
you need to get a security card off one of them. It might not be him. Take that as you will. If you want to just continue the route down, then
Whoop.
give it a try. But yeah, I'm pretty sure one of these guys has like a security clearance card that you need
Okay.
to like activate an elevator or something like that. It's been a long time.
So Barney, I have a question for
Shoot.
you. Shoot. After this guy stops shooting.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Yes!
that was the
Got him.
key to do that. Now, what about that device? Why is it ringing here?
It's a proximity detector, so
Okay,
it's detecting that he's stood in it, and when
Okay.
when he stands in it, the door opens.
okay.
And now the door is open. Did that
Now
guy
I
drop
understand.
anything? Yep.
He did.
Yep.
I
I
totally
called
missed
it.
that whole thing.
I called it.
You did.
Cartridge.
So
It's a game. It's Sonic 2.
yeah,
Way to go, Kevin.
We're doing it.
Woo!
okay. So here's a question.
You're doing great,
Barney.
by the way. This is an incredibly difficult game.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
I forgot to run.
question for you.
you were doing great. That still counts.
Okay. You gonna answer my question?
Sure.
Okay. So somebody in England told me that they think that the Mega Drive version of this game
Yeah.
is plays better than, or in other words, a Genesis version of this game plays better than
Right.
the Super Nintendo
A Mega
version.
Drive. The Mega
Right.
Drive version. Yeah. I think I've heard that before. I'm not sure why, and I cannot corroborate. I played it on the Mega Drive myself. It's a good fall when he falls and just collapses like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it on the Mega Drive. So
You did?
and it was incredibly difficult. That's all I remember.
Okay. Do you think it was, because that's why I'm asking you, because you have played that version.
Yeah,
But
I'm not seeing anything different.
graphically, is it
Obviously-
identical?
Yeah. Yeah, as far as I can tell, it's
Okay.
the same. And I think I played the DOS version at some point too, and it same.
Wow.
And I know I played Another World on PC.
Okay.
That was the prequel.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying earlier, oh, yeah, go Kevin. Oh wait, the robots. You didn't get the robot.
Oh no.
What? You clearly are shooting it.
so much noise with that robot.
I know.
Oh, forgot the thing.
It's like mechanical mayhem.
Oh no, there's another one.
So there was a sequel to this called Fade to Black. Flashback, Fade to Black, which was 3D and had incredibly vivid death scenes that were in the same sort of animated style as these cutscenes.
What platform was that on?
PC, maybe PS1.
Fade to Black.
I'll have to look it up. I know I played it on PC, but yeah, it had these graphic death scenes that were very disturbing for a young kid. There were these little worm things that would come up and bite you in the leg, and when they did, it would give you one of these little animations of how your guy died, and it was pretty gruesome.
Was some of that stuff censored out in like the Japanese ones?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, he got me.
Oh, and we still haven't hit a save point.
No save point, no life.
He can take like 2 hits, so he does
Right.
have some sort of life meter.
Right, but he doesn't have a way to add life.
It was released for MS. The Fade to Black, the sequel, was released for MS DOS, PlayStation, and Dreamcast.
Ah.
It sounds like the Dreamcast was just like a fan port.
Okay. So PS1.
Yes.
We need to look that up.
PS1. Interestingly, it was released for MS DOS with shaded 3D graphics, and PlayStation with fully textured 3D. So the version that I played didn't have textures.
Yeah.
But the PlayStation 1 does, so that would be interesting to see. Elizabeth says, I remember there being a really intense cutscene in Crash Bandicoot Time Warp, but it's never sat right with me, but it seems like it's lost footage or something because I can never find it. I know what you mean when you have a memory of something like that and you're trying to find it and it just doesn't seem to exist, and you're like, did I make that up?
So I'm very curious about that game now.
Yes, Fade to Black, you're going to have to look
Because
that
you
up.
say it was a spiritual successor to this game.
It's actually a sequel.
A sequel to it. Wow. Because
Because
it was also called Flashback.
Hold up, maybe not. The
Was it a-
Dreamcast version that was released by Josh Prod in 2018 was rebranded as Fade to Black Flashback 2. But that wasn't the official version, so I couldn't tell ya. Oh yeah, it looks like it is a sequel.
That's so cool.
It's the same character, continues the story.
So when I comment on the sound of this game, that effect that I keep hearing whenever the player falls and hits a platform, I hear a stereo effect of a reverberant effect of that in my right
I
ear.
hear that too, sort of
And-
going from left to right.
Unless our listeners, the viewers, have headphones on, they're not going to hear that, which is just, it's really interesting.
True. Yeah.
That's super cool. Just gives you like insight into like how, how much detail went into making this.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my question I'd like to ask Kevin as well. And kind of like have a forum question about it.
Mm-hmm.
Why did this game not like take off? Like why did it fall into obscurity? And
I think
like,
I know what Kevin's gonna say.
well, that's why I'm asking Kevin first, because he's actually experiencing it firsthand. What do you think, Kevin?
It's like, well, the controls are hard. It's like having tank controls, but 2D.
Yes, it is. It's very tanky.
It's hard to play the game with the controls. Like the control scheme's kind of crazy.
So like memorizing the controls, like muscle memory,
Yeah,
takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also things like drawing your gun, like having the way you move when you have your gun drawn versus how you move when you don't have it drawn. It's like instead of having there is a run button, but it's like instead of having a run button, you have to like change modes.
Right. What should the developer have done to make it easier to play, do you think?
They could have utilized the L and R buttons. I think
Mm-hmm.
those could have helped, like,
That's
you know,
true.
draw your gun with the R button instead of like having to
Yes.
hit A.
That makes sense.
I agree.
I wonder
with
if there's
that.
a way you can reprogram the buttons.
You definitely could with an emulator.
I see. Okay.
And the timing on these robots is intense. Oh my gosh, it's like Dark Souls.
It is. It is kind of. There's an element of that Dark Souls difficulty.
Liz is going to test what I said.
Yeah, she's going full stereo.
Yeah, that's cool.
Look out, folks! She's going.
We
full
like stereo sound.
Yeah, he just fell right on his head.
The way you flopped through that gap looks so painful.
Oh. So, other than the actual movement mechanics,
Yes.
what would be? Do you think that was a hindrance, like, of people picking it up, or?
Yeah, I think so. Because like the difficulty doesn't ramp up or anything. It's kind of like,
It drops you right in it.
yeah.
It's just
Okay.
like, deal with this. Yep, Liz is hearing the stereo effect there.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Cool. We're back. Got this stuff.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that you wouldn't know unless you had the headphones on or
Right.
earpods and whatever.
I certainly would have played this on a little mono speaker on my TV
Yeah.
back in the day. No stereo back then.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That was so cool.
All right, here we go. He's
just
gonna
say
get it.
just say you meant to do that.
Oh, I meant to do it. You got to hold run on the platform, and it's perfect.
That was sick.
So with all the difficulty, then one would say that any measure of success in this game is just very celebratory experience. Like you get like probably a big rush of dopamine anytime you just get a little bit further into the game.
Yes, yeah, and it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no!
I like that piano effect for the fall.
I imagine there was like that could have been. Is there anything to the left, by the way, when you start? Up
I
top?
bet you Ian's standing right there on the left.
Oh.
And he's like,
Welcome
"You've
to
completed the
New
game.
York."
Well done. You have completed master mode."
I don't think I can get back up there. Or wait, yeah, I can. I'll just have to. See, how did I do that?
Just go up to the right and jump over to the left.
Well, I did a long jump with like.
So the interesting thing
There we go.
about oh yeah, it's just
Oh,
just
I don't
death.
know if I can make that.
it's just tempting you to try it, but it's not going to work.
Come on, try.
Give it a try. You're right at the beginning. You may as well. It'll be spectacular if nothing else.
Dang.
It looked like you were
Okay.
gonna make it too. But I think there's a wall.
I think we could probably bring this to
Mm-hmm.
a close at this point.
Yeah, I'd say unless you want to take one more
We'll let Kevin
college
have
try
one
at it.
more stab
Kevin,
at it.
you
One
want
more.
to make this the last one?
Okay, yeah. Now that I have most of this memorized.
Yeah, let's see. Let's
Okay.
see how we can put the pieces together. To go back to what you were saying before, do you think in that case, and I'm not saying this because I'm European, but do you think that European gamers, maybe specifically at that time as well, liked more of a challenge in their games?
You're saying this was a popular game in Europe?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
From what I remember, it was pretty popular.
Okay.
But I could be misremembering that. So in which case it's a completely defunct
Yeah.
discussion. But
Right.
I wonder if that tracks.
The question though being if like the control mechanics were different, if that is like the main
No.
determining
They're the same.
factor. Okay, so then we can't really say that would be the reason it didn't take off here,
Mm,
if that's the case, if
Mhm.
it was popular in Europe.
mm. But I'm saying.
But
you
then
know-
again, you guys drive on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, exactly. Because we like a challenge.
Yeah.
All right, I picked up a rock. I I don't know what that's gonna
Oh,
do.
you can throw the rocks and like the stone. You can throw that. You can use it to set off the motion detectors, and you can also use it to distract guards. If you throw it behind them and stuff, they'll turn around and go get it.
Oh, okay.
It's very there's a lot of Metal Gear Solid, like early
Mm-hmm.
not stealth, but sort of the way you plan things out. It's
Little 007-ish.
exactly. It has a lot of oh, I think you missed. But that's the right idea.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so theoretically, if a developer came around, got the rights to this, and basically remastered the game for PS5, but better graphics, better sound, and corrected the
nicely
control
done.
mechanics.
It's gonna blow me over. Nope.
Oh.
No, you're good. You're good. The door's shut.
So music kicked in here where it wasn't before. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's so strange. Oh, I love how he took a break from shooting to like run towards you, which gave you the time to shoot him back.
Did they make a Flashback 2 last year? Is that what I was reading?
They did?
Yeah, and it was on PS5.
Okay.
What?
That's what I was kind of alluding to. Like, if they did that and corrected the control mechanics, then it should be a knock out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Flashback 2 limited edition on Nintendo Switch. I didn't know about this.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know about it either. Kevin, are you starting rumors?
No,
I read it.
It exists. I found it, but I just didn't know it existed. October 9th, 2023 on PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, GeForce Now, Xbox One, basically everything.
Yeah.
And it's a Metroidvania.
Right?
Which I suppose,
It's
this
maybe
this is
inspired
too.
by this. I don't know that it's the same game necessarily.
I mean, I don't think it's made by the same people,
Mm-hmm.
most importantly.
Right.
Yes, developed and published by Microids.
So it's not the same game. Maybe just a similar name.
I seen it on their
No,
Wikipedia.
it's supposed to be a sequel.
Okay.
It's a sequel. Flashback 2 is a sequel to this, but it's made by a different company.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, that's
so
kind
they-
of like what I was alluding to. Like if it was licensed by, licensed purchased by another developer,
Ooh, it didn't get
and
good
then
reviews.
and then getting remastered.
Yeah. It's not gotten a good reception.
Mm-hmm.
Fully charged magnetic cartridge.
Oh yeah, there's a way you can turn that into a bridge. Did you try using you can't use the cartridge on it?
No, it says it needs it fully charged. So maybe I gotta go over
You gotta
here.
charge it up. Get your gun out.
Hey, is that the health?
Oh.
I feel empowered.
What a way to go.
Okay.
Wait, what? I got.
That's a
okay.
Yeah.
that's a fitting way to end,
Yeah.
honestly.
We'll just keep
Well,
it on that screen there.
and- That brings me to my question for Kevin
Yeah.
at the end of the stream there. Do you want to play more Flashback?
If I had a group of people that were like, "Hey, let's take turns and let's get through it," probably. But on my own, probably not.
So it's like on a scale of 10. What would you rate it?
Scale of 10 for its time period. That's probably like a 6 or a 7.
Okay.
But nowadays, I wouldn't seek it out.
Right.
How would you compare it to Stargate, our last stream?
Let's
Definitely
see.
preferred Stargate by the sounds of it.
It's
I feel like Kevin wants to continue playing Stargate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stargate was cool. This is like Stargate Plus mode. I don't know. It's like it's similar, but it's way harder.
They just overcomplicated the controls a little there.
Yeah. That's the only thing I feel really sluggish in like the movement.
So you said
And-
what, a 6 out of 10? You said.
Yeah.
What would you rate it,
There
Barney?
you go. I mean, for me, it's definitely got to be higher. I think I love the atmosphere. I love how much effort they put into the story and really giving it this epic feel, like as you play through it. But to respond to what Kevin said, I would the only way I play games like this nowadays, as you know, is by emulating them. And
Yeah.
with an emulator, you can rewind.
Yeah.
Crucially, so I would play it now. In fact, I might play it now. This has sort of inspired me to play it. But I'll play it on an emulator with rewind ability, so that when I die, you just rewind.
You've also seen
And
more
play it from the
advanced
same
stages
spot.
in this game
Oh yeah,
that are hard to get to,
yes,
obviously.
yes.
So there's much more here, but
There's a whole
yeah.
whole city and like a train network that you can hop on these trains and they take you to the other station. And
interestingly enough too, like
Very
on
cool.
I think on the variant, one of the cover variants, I think the Jaguar one,
yeah,
you could see pyramids,
let's have a look.
and which is interesting too because the last game that we played also had a connection to pyramids.
Yeah, you can.
So what
You
are the
can
pyramids about
see-
in that?
You can see pyramids.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You didn't get that far.
I don't remember. I don't remember pyramids
Mm-hmm.
myself, but yeah, they're right there.
Yeah.
But also, whoever they chose for this photo, I feel like was a strange choice. He has a very sort of, I don't know. His
Yeah.
face doesn't scream like action movie James Bond spy.
No.
He looks like it looks like he works in IT.
Right.
Nothing against anyone who
That's
works in
true.
IT.
Yeah, so he looks like that, and then the character in the Genesis and the SNES one, they almost
Yes.
like androgynous.
A bit androgynous, but
Right.
a bit more action, maybe campy action movie, but there's a
Yeah.
bit more action movie
Yeah.
character
So
there.
that's interesting. And then the one the PAL version looks more just eyes.
Yeah, just eyes.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate this game maybe a 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a little extra love because I really appreciate the production value.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you
down
gotta.
to like the little details that we already mentioned, some of them,
Mm-hmm.
and all the
sound
accoutrements,
design. Yeah.
all of that.
The comic,
the
the fact that it has a
comics?
Marvel comic.
Yeah.
I think you gotta squeeze it to the 7,
Yes.
which means
Yeah.
six from Kevin, 7
Yeah.
from you, 8 from me.
Yeah. Yeah. And Stargate, I would probably give like an 8.
Stargate's for me is more of a 6.5.
You didn't like that one as much. Just
Yeah.
okay. Interesting.
But maybe that's because I'm biased. Because I already
Yeah.
this already has a place in
Yeah.
a nostalgic thing for me.
Right.
Interestingly as well, Kevin, that you said it would be a good game to play with some friends and pass back and forward. That's exactly what I did with my friend Will.
Yeah.
Okay.
We would pass the controller back and forth, so it's a lot less frustrating when you die. Then it's just like, okay, you try,
I'm
okay,
taking a
you
break
try,
now.
and
Right.
then
That kind
and
of thing.
you're helping each other figure it out. Oh, that's where the card is. Okay, so we know now how to get that. Oh, that's where this is.
Yeah. So you mentioned the nostalgia. That
Mhm.
kind of leads me into our like outro here, which is basically the fact that this whole channel exists because of the nostalgic factor of gaming, and there's always like kind of a memory that's involved in, or like part of the reason, like the why behind why we do this.
Sure.
And it's really because to us it's not just a game, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. You're supposed to say to us, and then
It's just right. Yeah.
it's not
It's
just a
like,
game.
it can't be staged.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. So appreciate everyone for joining us tonight, and we'll hopefully be here in a couple weeks. We'll give you ample notice,
Mm-hmm.
and don't ask me what game we're playing, because
Right.
it's a mystery game.
It's a mystery game.
It's
That's the
supposed
whole
to be
point.
a mystery.
But in the meantime, I'm sure there will be other shorts and content on the way. You got anything
absolutely.
in the works right now?
There's always something in the works.
Always something in the works.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, click the little bell if you want notifications when we're going live, because that'll tell you. But yeah, hopefully in 2 weeks here we'll be
Mhm.
back. And follow
Yeah.
us on all platforms too.
Yeah.
We're over on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. It's Just a Game channel. All one word. It's Just a Game channel on all of those services. We also have a Twitch, which we're not using right now, but we'll come back to that later.
We'll come back to it.
If you want to follow us on Twitch,
Yeah.
please do so, but we're not live there right now.
Mhm.
Just YouTube.
Yeah.
Kevin, you want You want to have any last words there?
Nope, no.
You're
last
so
words.
dark over there now.
Oh yeah.
That light, yeah, you're like disappearing into the
Yeah.
darkness.
Yeah, well, just be kind and play nice with each other.
Alrighty. Good night, everybody.
Bye.